Welcome to the Rick Dollar Show podcast. Here's a guy who thought those voices in his head sounded familiar. Your host, Rick Dollar.
Hey, a few weeks ago, folks, I got to sit down with my new friend, Carly Greer. You've heard her with Marty Falley and various other artists across Nashville. And this is how that went. Rick Dollar for The Rick Dollar Show, the Rick Dollar Show podcast, my Appalachian Home podcast, and anything and everything else that they'll throw at me within a 12-hour day. That's my limit. Hey, my guest today is Miss Carly Greer. Carly, how are you?
I am doing so good. I feel like $1 million. I might not look like it, but I feel like it. I haven't felt this good in a while.
I feel like $100. That's what my dad
tens and tens of dollars.
Exactly. You got my attention a while back when you were with Crandall Creek, and I heard your voice, and I was shocked. I thought, where did this girl come from, and what's the deal? You know, because then I get curious when I hear somebody that can do what you did vocally, and you're just the consummate performer. So
thank you.
Well, I mean, I'm not the only one saying that. I mean, I think you got an IBMA nomination, didn't you? So
I did, yes. I was very blessed to be in consideration. Crandall Creek was such a wonderful journey for me.
Mm-hmm.
I spent 3 years with Crandall Creek. We put out 2 albums together, and it's the only reason I'm sitting here talking to you right now.
I got you.
What Jerry Andrews did for me and did for that band was just the care and the amount of love that he put into it. I'm very heartbroken about the passing of Jerry Andrews. Our band leader passed away a few months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was no longer part of the band. I had gone solo. They've got another phenomenal singer. Her name is Megan Paulette. It was a shock to the system. I just felt like he had so much more life in front of him, and he was just such a good songwriter. So I could talk about him for so I'll tell you how that came to be. I was working for a tech company in New York City, but I was working from home because of the pandemic, and I hadn't written my own song in probably 10 years. I stopped writing songs when I hit like high school. I was a softball player, and I was good at that, and I thought that was going to be my life path, and I was going to play in college and all this stuff. And then it just got away from me. I was working for this tech company. They asked me to write a jingle to the tune of Annie, like It's a Hard Knock Life, because one of their products was called the NOC, the knock product. So I wrote that, and it got picked up by all these publications. And so I was like, well, maybe I can try to do something with this. So I started writing songs. I met a producer who ended up being Crandall Creek's producer, Jamie Peck, who I had worked with when I was a lot younger. Jamie called me while I had got laid off at 11 o'clock in the morning. At 4 p.m., I was waiting for a banjo player to show up to my house because my mom and I were writing a song together that needed a banjo, and he never showed up. And Jamie called me while we were waiting for him, and he said, "Have you ever thought about joining a bluegrass band?" And I said, "If this banjo player doesn't show up, let me call you back."
Give me 15 minutes.
Yes. And so he didn't show up. I called Jamie back. I met with Crandall Creek 3 days later in the studio, and it was like off on the road from there. And it was just.
Yeah. And it can be. I mean, the music business is like that. I think a lot of times people don't see it coming.
Mm-hmm.
They don't understand the talent that they have, which I'm sure is sort of like what you're doing. I mean, you were looking at you were looking left and you needed to turn right.
All the time I say, I feel like I was supposed to be on this path, and I was going this path, and life literally smacked me back and said, no.
And it will.
Over there. I've never been, like, I spent a lot of my 20s decently depressed. I know.
Decently depressed?
Decently depressed.
Sure how you do that.
And once I started writing songs, it changed my life. Started writing again, got out on the road, and then I started performing, and I was like, oh, this is a drug. Like, this is, I know Steven Tyler, he once said, he was like, I don't know why I ever did any of those drugs, because the only one I needed was standing on stage in front of all those people. And it is genuinely like a charming feeling.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
It's great when all these people are saying, "We love you. We don't even know you, but we love you and we love what you're doing."
And when they can see themselves in you, like it's when I can put something out that is so personal to me and have it become something completely different to somebody else that they've personalized it to be to them. I think that that's art is just so subjective and beautiful, and people should be making more of it.
Oh yeah, I agree. I really do. Well, let's go a little bit further. When a friend of mine, Marty Falley, was putting out some records. I mean, Marty's like a machine, and I'm going to let you describe this in just a moment because you've actually been in this studio with him. You understand all this.
Yes.
But Marty's a great guy. He has a great family. He actually lives near where I live. And I'm not going to say where he lives because that wouldn't be cool.
I'll say his address.
Yeah. Don't do that. But Marty and I we were just fast friends after that.
Yep.
I mean, and we have a podcast studio at Randy Woods here in Savannah. And whenever Marty wants to do an interview, he insists that we do it at Randy's. Yeah, exactly. Which is fine. But
I didn't know I got to make demand.
That's a corporate decision. I'm not sure. But I've been around for all of these records, and there's just some kind of magic about what he does. But when did you come along? Which album was it that you came along? Was it the first record?
I think it was Hillbilly Irish.
Yes, that's a good record. Right?
He messaged me and was just like, "I love your voice. Would love to work with you sometime." Sent me a song. Got the song back, and then he was like, "And here's 57 more songs."
Exactly. Now that's Marty.
I've never seen the way you described him perfectly. He's a machine. He told me that because I asked him, I said, "What has triggered this creation process of just, all these stories?" And he's got a new album out called Song of the Holler. It's beautiful. I was just listening to it before I logged in, so highly recommend to anyone. But I asked him, he writes prolifically and lots of songs. And he said, "I spent so long feeling like I had writer's block that now that it's here, I don't ever want to lose it."
Yeah.
And he was like, "So I'm just going to keep writing until I run out of words." I love that. I love Marty. He is funny.
Things like that with Marty they describe most songwriters. Not all songwriters. Some songwriters will go in and do a couple of tunes, and then that's good for a while. But not Marty. He's just ready to roll. I mean, at any moment.
He's I could probably text him right now and say, "You got anything to work on?" And he'd send me 15 more songs. And he just put an album out. Like,
I guarantee he's got 3 more records in his head, right now.
Yeah.
Hey, podcast fans, are you ready to unleash something different? Welcome to the Radio Dogs Podcast Network, where the conversations are real, the stories are authentic, and entertainment never stops. From music legends to rising stars, from unforgettable interviews to laugh out loud moments, and stories that matter. Radio Dogs delivers podcasts that keep your ears and your imagination working overtime. Whether you're driving down the highway, hitting the gym, or just kicking back at home, we've got a show that's made for you. And here's the best part. We're always adding new shows, so don't settle for ordinary. Fetch something better. Search Radio Dogs Podcast Network wherever you get your podcasts. Yeah. Matter of fact, we're going to interview him the 21st of August.
Are you?
Yeah, at Randy's.
Tell him I said hi.
Because Marty insisted. So anyway, no, Marty's a good guy.
Marty flew me down to Nashville so that I could meet everybody that was working on the record, put me in rooms with people that I could only have ever dreamed of being in rooms with. And he has genuinely supported me since I had three people following me, and that was my mom and my grandma and my dad. Like,
Let's help her out.
yeah, please, please, Carly Greer music.
No, but Marty is a great guy. You complimented those records in your own way, and I think he was lucky to have you. But
Thank you.
um, now I see this other part of your career. I mean, I've been around to get to see all of this, and that's kind of cool when you can
Thank
see
you.
that with somebody. But you have a tremendous future. I mean,
Thank you so much for saying that. I
yeah,
appreciate
doing what you want to do though, what you want to do every day is totally different than working with somebody or around somebody or
this.
whatever, unless that satisfies what you got in here.
I agree. I
Yeah,
totally agree.
yeah,
I do think that is it constraints breed creativity? I do think that there are some instances where that is the complete truth. When you're working
mhm,
on an album, when you're working on certain things and you have a theme you're trying to follow or anything like
right.
that. But on the other hand, I have always been like Appalachian Woodstock. Like I'm like
Yeah,
a little hippie mountain girl, and no one has ever been able to really reel me in.
you're the
So
brunette Floyd Fest.
yes,
Okay.
yes, yes, exactly. So it is very nice to be making my own decisions.
If that ever stops, what are you gonna do?
Oh, I might just cry about it till the end of
And that's
time.
all. You know what I think, and I've only we've only been talking what 17 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I think that there's a little more oomph in there
I
that the
am
world hasn't seen yet. You know.
I feel like I am like 1 year old right now.
Mhm.
I got on the right medicine. I'm like, I am just like living life how I've wanted to live it for
Yeah.
the last 30 years. There's a Tim McGraw song, my next 30 years. And
Hmm.
it's the story of me right now. I want to do all the things that I dreamed of doing.
Exactly.
And now I have the ability to make them happen and the drive to make them happen and hopefully the talent to make it happen. This industry is like 33% who you know, 33% talent, and 33% really good luck. And then
Sometimes
the
it's
other
good to walk
part,
in the right
yeah.
room at the right time. You know what I'm
And
saying?
then I was working with a writer the other day that told me it's not just who you know, it's who you avoid. That
Sometimes, yeah,
the
you're
wrong
exactly
person
right.
can waste 3 years of your life. And so, anybody listening right now, not just who you know, it's who
Just
you
because I'm
avoid.
not returning your calls.
Yeah, you haven't heard from me in a while. I should be worried.
Oh yeah, I'm not even gonna say anything else. Oh no. Okay, so I'm loving the stuff you're doing, but let's talk about being poor, and not just the socioeconomic thing. It's a great song. Is that all yours, or did you co-write with somebody? A little, give me a little backstory on it.
So I co-wrote that with my mom.
Oh, that's cool.
Or two, actually, it might be today. What's today's date? The 24th. In a few days, it'll be my grandfather's 2 year anniversary of his passing.
Hmm.
And he was just this philosopher that had all these sayings, and he knew how to write all of his feelings down, but he did not know how to express them healthfully. He had a problem
A lot of
sometimes
curse words, you're right. Yeah.
drinking a little too much.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when you get older. I mean,
Yes,
I have 5 grandkids now, and yeah, I use a few more curse words than I used to, but
exactly.
not always in the same room with them. I mean, I'll let them
Yeah,
know.
right.
They're like, what the,
Exactly.
and so you wonder sometimes when you get older if you're doing this properly. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So anyway.
So I'll tell you his backstory because I think you'll find it pretty interesting.
Hmm.
So his family,
Hmm.
his mother was named Grace, father was named Grover. Grace and Grover they decided to have kids until they had a girl.
Hmm.
They had 16 boys in a row
Holy crap!
and one girl at the end named Charlotte who just had her 80th birthday last week.
Wow.
So they're in the Guinness Book of World Records for the most consecutive of one sex in a row. So
God.
while that is all going on, the
Which
oldest
is a
son,
lot going
which
on.
is a lot, yes. The oldest son, they nicknamed him Punch. I think maybe because he got in a lot of fights. Punch Jones was pitching horseshoes in his backyard with my great grandfather, Grover.
Mhm.
And he found this rock. He was like 14, 12 or 14 years old. He put it in a box. He went away to World War II.
Mhm.
When he came back, he started studying geology.
Okay.
He went and he got that box out of the shed that it was in out back, and he brought it to his mom, Grace, because he always called her by her first name. And he said, "Grace, this is a diamond." And she said, "That's not a diamond." And he said, "It is a diamond, and if I run it down this window and it cracks, it's a diamond." And she said, "Boy, if you run that down my window and it cracks, I'm gonna beat your butt." Yeah. And so he did it anyway, and the window shattered, and it was the largest alluvial diamond ever found in North America.
Wow.
And so it's called the Jones Diamond. I'm a Jones. My mom is, that's her maiden name. It sat next to the Hope Diamond in the Smithsonian for 30 years. And then after its time was up, it actually got sold to some a Japanese tradesman, and no one knows what happened to it. And it's like this big mystery.
That's
Oh,
freaking crazy, man.
I didn't finish. I forgot. There's more.
There's more.
There's more. So after all of this happens, Franklin Roosevelt found out about this family that was massive and had found this diamond, and he asked them all to represent Family Day at the World's Fair in New York.
Wow.
But they were so poor, they couldn't even afford the train ticket. Sent them 18, I can't do math, 18 train tickets, fitted suits for every boy. And when they got up there, my grandfather, as a baby, has a picture on FDR's lap as a baby. And then the newspaper article, when it was in the news, was Keeping Up with the Joneses.
Oh my God.
I know. So
How
it's
did
like
this whole story
kind
was
of Forrest
really,
Gumpy.
well, it was cool until the really crappy joke at the end.
Yeah.
Joneses, come
I
on.
know.
Oh,
But I will, so
anyway.
they never profited off of it. My great grandfather was a school teacher in a one room schoolhouse.
Mhm.
Um, my great grandma used to wake up and just count the bodies on the floor and go get eggs. Like she didn't,
Everybody okay?
yeah,
Okay.
they all slept three to a bed. And my grandfather grew up to have two doctorate degrees. He was the dean of education at the college in my hometown. He made so much of himself from nothing. And he always told us there's a lot of wealth in being poor. You're
Yeah.
going to learn a lot more growing up on that side of things than you might on the other side. So the song isn't, even though it's called Being Poor, it's not about being poor. But as I'm going off to Nashville, I want to be able to remember who I am and what it was like when I didn't have anything, when I had $3 in my account, which was not very long ago.
There's a place tucked away in the mountains where time slows down just enough for you to catch your breath. And that place is Marion, Virginia. Known as America's coolest hometown, Marion blends rich Appalachian heritage with a fresh, vibrant energy that you can feel the moment you arrive. Stroll historic Main Street. Take in a live show at the beautifully restored Lincoln Theater, or explore great outdoors along the scenic Hungry Mother Park, where the views are so unforgettable. Whether you're chasing live music, small town charm, or a weekend escape that feels like home, Marion delivers it all with a handshake and a smile. So pack up, head for the hills, and discover why folks don't just visit Marion, they come back again and again. Plan your trip today and experience Marion, Virginia, where the mountains meet the music. You know what? I think you're going to be fine.
Thank you.
You know, and
I
I
and you
think,
know what? This is the first time in my whole life where like I'm not afraid. Like I feel like I'm in the right place.
Yeah.
It feels right. And I've always followed my intuition, so I really hope that I hope it goes well.
Well, let me tell you something. I know more than one performer, artist, um, whatever, people that have moved to Nashville trying to find their fortune, so to speak. And a lot of these guys, if they would have listened to fear, they would have never gotten out of their driveway.
Yep.
So,
If you're scared of it, it's probably something you should look into.
yeah, you're probably, yeah, exactly. So there's times in our lives when we have to take a step out and just say, "Hey, let's do it." You
Yeah,
know, I
I
can,
agree.
I've got this feeling,
Yep.
you know.
I feel as if even if you asked me earlier, what are you going to do, if it weren't to work out?
Hmm.
I love my hometown. I'm from Wheeling, West Virginia,
Yeah,
home of the Capitol Music Hall, the Jamboree USA back in the day. And I love my hometown, but there's not a lot of job opportunities for people in
exactly.
music. If I get to Nashville and this doesn't work, I still can cut harmonies on whoever's album that wants me to. I can write songs with a, a lot more songwriters live in Nashville than live in Wheeling. There's just a lot of and if it doesn't work, great, but I can't get a music job here.
Mm-mm.
And I could work, I'll intern for a studio if I have. No, I won't. Don't. I'm like, actually, no,
Not
I
an
won't.
opportunity. Anyway, no, I don't think you're gonna have that issue. I mean, I think you're following your heart, you're following what you think you should be doing, and you're willing to put all of that. I mean, everything you've got, everything in the gas tank is going toward this.
Yep.
And well,
I
don't
appreciate you believing in me.
don't ever, 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 ever let those thoughts come into your head. Why am I doing this? You
Hmm.
should be able to go into a corner of a room somewhere if you need to and talk to yourself and say, all right, you know why I'm here. You know
Yeah.
why you're here. You know you're going to be successful. Forget anything else that comes into your head.
Yep. I
Can you
totally
do that?
agree.
Can you do
I
that?
thank you. That is so sweet
Can
of you
you?
to say.
Yeah, but
I
can you do
can.
that?
I can.
Okay.
I feel
I
like
believe you. I believe
I
you.
let the thoughts
Yeah.
get to me for a long time.
We all
And
do.
now
You
I'm
know,
like, I kind of buried them in the garden. They're not coming back. Because what do I have to lose?
nothing. You have everything to gain.
I have nothing to lose and everything to gain. It's a great bet.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Yeah. Maybe I
well,
should go
thank you
on.
so much
What is
for.
that? Is that one of those betting services now and see
Oh, yeah.
is Carly
What are
Greer
they
going to
called?
make it?
I
I'll put a
forget.
hundred
Yeah,
dollars
right.
on there.
We'll be betting in Vegas on my career.
Oh my god!
So
Have you
where
ever
did
been to
you grow
Vegas?
up? I
Wasn't
oh,
that where the?
I just went to Vegas. My mom took me there for my
Oh,
birthday. So
that's
sweet.
cool.
We went and saw the Wizard of Oz at the Sphere.
Oh, I was getting ready to ask you that.
It was so cool.
Crazy, isn't it?
There
You were
were
asking
apples
me a
that
question.
fell. Yes, I was asking you. Well, I was going to ask you, what
Why do
was
you ask
it
me
like? Where
questions?
did you grow up in Appalachia, and what did you take from growing up in a region where not everybody looks at it fondly?
Yeah, well, I grew up in Bristol, Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
We have like, half of our main street, State Street, is in Virginia and half is in Tennessee. Like somebody, couldn't make their mind up that day or
That's
something.
funny.
But it was, when I was growing up, I didn't think about my way of life. I mean, it was always my dad on the porch on Friday nights with my mom cooking steaks, and every, you know, guitar picker in town was there, and they were all just having fun,
Yeah.
passing a jar around, just having a good time.
Sounds
And
like you were pretty rich, if you ask
no,
me.
no, 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 no. No, we were not rich. My father
You
was,
were
my
rich.
dad was a plumber.
You were rich in love and in music and in all the ways you should be rich.
It was great. And it's life takes you in funny directions sometimes, but that's what I remember most about growing up there. And then the 27 sessions. Somebody found some tapes in a building that had the 27 sessions. Ralph Peer came in from the Victrola company, and he recorded the Carter family.
Oh.
Yep. And then there it went. I mean, it's and I worked in and around that for a while, but then I wanted to do other things, and the other things, I couldn't stay there and do the other things.
Mm-hmm.
But I was in radio for 15 years. Enjoyed it, loved playing music, got burnt out.
Yeah.
My friend
What
called
do
me
you
one
play?
day and said, let's do a podcast. And this was in 2002.
Oh my, I didn't even know
And I
podcast.
said, what's a podcast?
There we
He said,
go.
you used to love to interview people and talk to people. This is what you're going to have to do. I thought, cool, let's do it. So, I mean, that's when it all started,
Yeah.
2002. And,
And you never looked back, or did you?
oh, no, 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 no. I mean, if I was going to be in radio anymore, I was going to syndicate. I was going to
Mm-hmm.
do what I wanted to do and then find somebody to put it out there for me. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
And it was strange that it happened the way that it did.
You
But
know, it's funny to look back at the through line of where things didn't work out for you, but you realize that was God working it out for you.
yeah, exactly. I mean, it had to be. Nobody else could have figured that out.
Yeah.
It was really odd though. I made one phone call, and within, I don't know, probably 3 days, we were syndicated.
Yep.
And I had some guy on the phone, at another company selling my show to people.
I think sometimes the second you decide, like, I'm doing this 100%,
Mm-hmm.
like God and the universe reward you
I
for
think
that.
so.
I think so.
You got guts, man.
Yeah.
I think you got to show that you got guts. That's what I was trying to say to you. It's not just, I mean, I'm not just stroking you here to blow your head up.
I wouldn't mind that, but
but you have the talent, okay? Already, I've already seen that,
thank you.
and I think I attempted to jump the gun and contact you a long time ago when you were
Yes.
with Crandall Creek, and I was like, now wait a minute, I better see where this goes.
Hey, if you love real music played by real musicians, it's time you experience a night at Randy Wood's Old Time Pickin' Parlor in Bloomingdale, Georgia. This legendary listening room is where world-class pickers, bluegrass greats, Americana artists, singer-songwriters, and roots musicians take the stage to play the music the way it was meant to be heard, up close, personal, and full of soul. No big arena distractions here, just great sound, great people, and unforgettable live performances in one of the most respected acoustic venues anywhere. Whether it's blazing banjo, sweet harmonies, or a hot fiddle tune that gets your heart going, you'll find it on stage at Randy Wood's. Make plans now to catch an upcoming show. Bring some friends and be part of the music tradition that keeps on living. Randy Wood's Old Time Pickin' Parlor, Bloomingdale, Georgia, where the music never gets old. Check upcoming performances and ticket info online, and we'll see you at the Pickin' Parlor.
I feel like the reason that I'm just now on the show is because I needed to figure out my career trajectory. And now that I'm clear on it, it's so much easier to have a conversation, because when you reached out to me back then, I was so willing, but I was like, I felt like I was in limbo at that time, so I didn't know what to say.
I think you needed that. You had kind of a tunnel vision thing,
Yeah.
but then, things opened up a little bit more for you.
Yep.
And it's always people that you meet, things that you have planned, things that are coming up that you don't know anything about yet.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the precise times that you have to keep it in gear. And just, if you're not rolling down the road the way you're supposed to, things can go south, but
Yeah.
it didn't happen.
I get a little bumpy.
Exactly. And that's fine too, because performers know that if they're serious about their art, that those bumps are just something to teach you.
Yep. To bring it back to the Jones Diamond, they say the pressure makes the diamonds, right?
Exactly. That's
You
right.
know,
And that's exactly what you're doing right now.
I hope
I don't
so.
I don't think you have, if you ever get to where you're going to be like, man, I need to just go home. It was so much easier.
Hmm.
Don't do that.
So
Just
can I wait? So can I
just
tell you my
just
plan?
call me, okay?
I
And
will.
I'll talk you down.
Thank you. That's good. Thank you. I appreciate that because I might
Yeah.
hopefully I never have to. So my plan with this whole thing, I don't know if your listeners know, but I make country and bluegrass
Sure.
music.
Yeah.
Two completely kind of different sides, but I love them both. I've always written them both, and I don't want to give up on either of them. So
Exactly.
I just decided I'm not going to.
Exactly.
But I'm currently working on my debut country album and my debut bluegrass album. I have about 9 of the songs finished, so there's a lot coming soon. And with that said, I am gonna put a touring band together, and we're gonna play country and we're gonna play bluegrass. And that's
Let me
just
ask you a
gonna be
question.
how it's gonna be.
You ever heard of a guy named Chris Stapleton?
No, where did you hear about this man?
You know what he was doing when he went to Nashville?
I have no
He
idea. Why don't you tell
man, with
me?
a tremendous voice the way he had. He was he was writing songs, but the rest of his time during the day he was a janitor.
He was?
Yeah, because his soon wife to be was in a writing group with him, and they always knew when he was coming in the door because they heard this big wad of keys on his side
That's
jingle every
mind
time, and
blowing.
he had work boots on. But
Wow.
where do you think his love and his talent and everything was? First of all, it was a voice. I mean, the
Yeah.
singing it was always there. Um,
Hmm.
but Chris Stapleton always wanted to write songs, and he has written songs for everybody.
Yeah.
I was talking I
I
was talking
say
to
that.
yeah, I was
Sorry,
talking
go on.
that's all right. I was talking to Jerry Sally the other day, and he told me the story about, all of this, and I was like, you got to be kidding me.
I
And
had no idea.
no, and it does, so it doesn't matter even if you have to kind of, share the road
Hmm.
going down that way,
Yep.
you know what I'm
No,
talking about.
it's not pie. It's not like if I take a
No,
piece, there's not enough for everybody else. We could all just have a piece of pie, and there's endless
exactly.
pie.
Now I love pie.
I
So
love is it Where Rainbows Never Die by the Steel Drivers? What a
I'll
good
see.
song.
And
Or
he
if it
wrote a
hadn't
lot of
been for
those songs.
love, that song's so good.
He wrote some
But
great.
that is such a good story. Not, I mean, I needed to hear that, but I'm sure your listeners did too.
It's pretty
So
cool, isn't it?
that is pretty cool.
It's true.
Imagine. But
Oh,
it's like you can genuinely follow what your heart tells you to follow. Chris Stapleton was born to do what he's doing right now.
yeah.
There was nothing that was going to stop him from that because that's what he was put on this earth to do.
Mhm.
And so if you, listener, feel that way, and I'm talking to myself and to you, Rick, like if you feel that way, go do it.
Mhm.
You
It's
know, we've got so many things at the palm of our fingers right now to help us accomplish TikTok and social media and all of that stuff. You didn't have that before. It
mm-mm.
was really hard before. It's not as difficult now, and we should all be taking advantage of it. And that's what I'm going to take from this podcast today.
There you go. And that's, and if that's all is accomplished here today, Carly Greer is going to be successful, more
We also
successful than
formed a
she
friendship,
always. Yeah,
and that was an accomplishment.
exactly, exactly. But Carly, you got things going on in your head right now and in your heart that most people, beg for. They want that so bad, but you already have it. So take advantage of that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Stop. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry.
Don't cry. Don't cry. This is supposed to be a happy time.
No, it is a happy cry. I just am emotional.
Okay.
That
Oh
was very
man.
sweet of you. Thank you.
Well, it's just
The whole
I've
interview
wanted to
has been so lovely.
I've wanted to say these things to you, and sometimes when you feel like inside of here that you need to say something to somebody, that you should. Don't ever hold that back. You know,
You don't know when
whether it's a
gonna feel
friend or
less.
whoever. You know,
Yep.
you got to take advantage of these times that we have. You know,
Mhm.
exactly.
Not getting any younger.
Oh, hallelujah. I know
Honestly,
that for
thank
sure.
God. Thank God. I don't want to be any younger.
No, I don't want to go through all that crap again, man.
It was hard out there, man.
Life ain't easy, let me tell you. Well, young lady, it's been great to finally meet you, but it's been great to have this conversation and find out who Carly Greer really is, what her aspirations are, and man, look out, world, here she comes, because there's going to be some good stuff happening, you know.
Thanks, Rick. The pleasure
All right.
was all mine.
Thank you so much, young lady. You enjoy yourself, and like I said, if you need me, let me know. Okay,
I'll be
I'll talk
calling.
you down
Don't
off the
worry.
ledge. You know. All right.
Thank you. See ya.
You're very welcome. Rick Dollar here for the Rick Dollar Show, and I've been speaking with the one and only Carly Greer.
This has been the Rick Dollar Show podcast. The Rick Dollar Show podcast is produced by Radio Dog Productions. Theme music is written and performed by Jeremy Garrett at garrettgrass.com. The Rick Dollar Show podcast cannot be reproduced or rebroadcast without express written consent from Radio Dog Productions. I'm Kent Jones, and this has been a Radio Dog production.